Okay, so in today's video, we're going to answer the question of now, if you had to start from scratch all over again, how would you build up your list from zero? Okay, so this is actually a question that I see a lot of, and it's actually something that I think weighs on a lot of people's minds. I know I think about it as well. What if some sort of massive event happens in your life and whether you're in the hospital and you can't work, or your business goes out of business and you need to restart from zero all over again, what do you do? Well, three letters really come to mind. And that's OPL. And that stands for other people's lists. Okay. So that's really the quickest way that you can restart all over again. So let's just look at some more specific examples of what other people's lists look like. So let's say that what you can do is you can research, depending on what your business segment is. You can look for let's see, the first thing you can look for are podcasts that are related to your industry. Okay, nowadays podcasts are so popular. There's a very high chance that you can find a podcast that targets the type of people that you want to go after. Another channel for leveraging other people's audiences or lists is YouTube. Okay, so what you can look at is possibly reaching out to people who have a channel with a decent following. And you don't have to necessarily go after people with large channels or large followings, right? I mean, they may not necessarily give you any attention or respond to you because they probably get pitched by people all the time. So you can start with somebody with like maybe a smaller subscriber count, right? But in the right industry or with the right type of audience, right? So what you can look at is possibly doing a YouTube collaboration or do a YouTube interview with somebody there, or offer, a sort of talk for somebody's YouTube channel, right? And a lot of YouTubers nowadays, you can see is very common. They're just used to collaborating with other YouTubers. So that's really one of the good things is that they're already open to collaboration. So that's a good sign. Same with podcasts, I think, as well. Another channel that you can consider is possibly doing a guest article or a guest blog post. Now, this is something that's, it's very traditional, I think, as well. And I think a lot of people get pitched so often for guest articles or guest blog posts. It kind of becomes a lot of people will start to ignore these requests, right? So that's why you want to look at all of these different sort of ideas. So one of these, all you need is for one of these to work for you, okay? But we're just brainstorming a bunch of ideas for where you can start to leverage other people's lists or audiences. Another good one is trying to find relevant email newsletters. So, especially in the B2B space, you'll most likely find an email newsletter that is targeted towards your type of audience. So you can either consider writing an article for that particular email newsletter, or if you have the budget, also put out an ad in that email newsletter, right? Just because you're starting from scratch doesn't mean that you don't have any budget. I'm not going to assume that you don't have any budget to even just place an ad. You may or may not have that budget, but those are just some ideas that you can try out. Uh, Another thing is possibly doing a free talk for a relevant trade or business association, Or what I've done in the past is I'll take a look at a lot of the co-working spaces where they like to arrange a lot of relevant talks for their members or the people or startups. If you target startups, then really approaching co-working spaces are really a great place to start. Even if you're a freelancer or whatever, and you're looking for working with startups and stuff like that, this is also another approaching co-working spaces is a great place to start. I also got some clients before just for doing free talks at co-working spaces for their members. So really, this is really the quickest way that I would recommend if you had to start from zero and you needed to build up a list or find clients really fast. And then this is really the place to start.